Meet Tommy. Tommy is just like most 10-year-olds. He likes computers, playing online games, and hanging out with friends. Pretty normal kid. One day, someone asked Tommy a question. They asked, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Tommy had been asked this question before, but this time, he really thought about it. At first, he came up with nothing. Then, he had an idea. Tommy thought, well, my dad really seems to like what he does. He keeps his company's bank account straight and makes sure the workers get their paychecks. That's cool. Then he thought, Aunt Susan went to medical school. Now she's a doctor. I know she makes lots of money. Tommy really likes all the tall buildings downtown. His parents told him that before every one of those is built, it has to be designed by someone called an engineer. That would be a fun job. And Tommy really likes robots, but since he couldn't be a robot, maybe he could build robots instead. Then it hit Tommy. As cool as those jobs would be, he didn't have a clue how to become any of those things. So Tommy asked someone he trusted, his teacher, Miss Jones. Miss Jones told Tommy that all those jobs could be called STEM careers because they involved either science, technology, engineering, or mathematics. As soon as he heard that, Tommy panicked. Math? No way. Math makes my head spin. And science? I don't understand that science stuff at all. That's when Miss Jones told him something really important. She said to think of his brain like a bucket. He simply needed to keep putting things into his bucket a little at a time so he could take them with him for later. Think of knowledge like it is a tool, she told Tommy. The more knowledge you have, the more tools you carry with you wherever you go. Tommy liked that idea. He suddenly got a picture of himself like a super cool robot with all kinds of tools ready to use whenever he wanted. He thought, I can do that. I'll just add one tool at a time. She said, Tommy, any trip needs a map. You need to make a plan. Part of that plan should be to use your summers to add more tools to your bucket by going to camps and summer programs. Specialize in something. If you find something you like, stick with it. Test early. College entrance tests are super important, so take practice tests. Along the way, pick up lots of tools. Finally, follow your plan and make changes whenever you need to. With that, Miss Jones helped Tommy start making a plan. He sat down with his parents and they talked about some of the things he could do, not just right now, but in middle school and high school that would give him the tools he needs to keep his choices open as he grew older. They talked about college, a test Tommy would need to study for to get into a good college, and what a college education could mean for Tommy's future. Tommy knew one thing for sure. Now he had a plan. He was going to fill his bucket. Tommy's mom went online and found some new websites that would help him put more tools in his bucket. His dad promised to help him work on his math skills. He even shared his new plan with Miss Jones so she could help too. As time went on, Tommy stuck to his plan, and before he knew it, young Tommy wasn't so young anymore. With all he'd put in his bucket, Tommy found that he had lots of choices. He decided to become an application developer, and his apps have been used around the world. One was even used in a project in space, so it's actually been around the world. And remember those tall buildings Tommy loved? Well, tall buildings have elevators, and each of those elevators has a lot of moving parts. Tommy created an app that helps engineers keep track of all those moving parts. It helps them make sure that the parts get changed out at the right time and keep moving the way they're supposed to, smoothly and safely. By the way, the same app, it also works great for keeping robots in top shape. So now that you know Tommy's story, maybe it's time to start thinking about your own. Have you thought about it? What do you want to be when you grow up? To do that, you're going to need some tools. So, what is in your bucket? Because learning never ends, your bucket is never full. What more can you fill it with? No matter how you answer these questions, like Tommy's, your story is just beginning. And your future, well, that's completely up to you.